Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy. On this episode, we got to talk about the tragic events that happened to Sonya Massey when she dealt with law enforcement. Also, we got to talk about what's going on at the Mr. Beast camp. Someone got a weird case. Why are they around? Also, Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese get they get back on Team USA. Plus, we catching up with my dude Spec about everything from Trump's assassination, Joe Biden stepping down, and Kamala getting in the driver's seat. We got that and much, much more. It's Perfect Talk, baby. Let's get it. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast. And you know I'm in the building holding it down with my dog, my partner, my guy, Spec. What's good, brother?
Yes, sir. What's good, Playboy?
Ain't shit, man. Happy to be in the building with you. Always a pleasure to have you come through, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got to start this episode off on a dark note, though, unfortunately, man. Unfortunately, there was another police shooting. You know, we got away from talking about this on Perfect Talk, but this one was a wild one, man. It was Sonya Massey. I know you've seen the video. Everybody's seen it. Body cam footage of police officer. She called the police officers over, so the police officers came responding to her call, and ended up shooting her, which is
crazy.
Sad. What's the officer's name? Sean Grayson shot 36-year-old Sonya Massey in her home. If you've seen the video, it was an awkward situation. Like, I believe they came out and they noticed a window was broken outside of her home. They asked her to come in. She had kept a stove boiling on the fire. And then like kind of began to like back up from her, and when she questioned why you're backing up, and he was like, because you have that boiling hot water.
For me. Okay. Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You just in that stack right there, maybe?
1 second.
Check on her. We don't need a fire while we're here.
Alright. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Then she goes, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Now, she suffers from mental illness, I'm assuming. And I think she is. She's been confirmed, right? Her family members have said that. But I think he had the same reaction I had. Like, when she said that, it sent like a tingle kind of down my spine. Now, while he reacted in terms of, I'll shoot you in the effing face, is like, I don't know, like, he was scared. Like,
He got bad. It sounds like he got bad PTSD.
Yeah.
Because he immediately jumped off the porch.
It triggered,
it triggered something.
Yeah, because it went from, he wasn't being the nicest before, but it wasn't that.
Right.
Shoot you in the effing face. And she made a bad decision, I guess, by not immediately putting it down or waiting until they pull their guns out to like pull it down. She did put it down. She did. She also ducked, which I don't know if that made them nervous because they don't know what she's doing, why she's going down. They couldn't see her momentarily. Well, I know I couldn't see her on the body cam, you see, but I don't know what they could see from their angle. Said sorry, I do not know why he felt the need to pop her in the head. Now, I'm also like, they don't carry tasers anymore? Like, did they take tasers away? What happened to that?
That's a good question.
Remember, there was a point in time.
No, some officers still do carry tasers, but for some reason, I don't know why they didn't look like regular. They didn't look like regular officers.
Like sheriffs, kind of.
Right. So maybe they don't have. Maybe they don't carry tasers.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I thought at a point in time we were seeing nothing but taser videos.
Right.
Of just be like, they were comedic, but it was a lot though.
Right.
Yeah. You like, damn. Well, I don't know if they've gotten away from that or whatever, but they went for the gun to. Nobody else getting boiling hot water thrown at them. That could severely you up. That could definitely mess your vision up. All types of shit in your skin. So I get why he was nervous, but it's like, it's not a gun. She's not about to take you out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And took out with like a headshot. Which is weird because you just told her you were gonna do that, shoot her in the face.
He said, I will shoot you in your effing face, and he did it. Yeah. So that's why, like, he's, the right charge is murder, and he murdered that lady.
Yeah.
As soon as I seen it, I first, said, oh, this is I understood why he may have gotten triggered. Like, she picked up that pot. Once she did, I was like, uh-oh. Before I even knew what was gonna happen, I was like, uh-oh. But I felt he severely overreacted. Like, certainly if that was me, one, the lady's in the house. She's not going nowhere. And so, obviously, I see she got a pot of, I just back up. Like, there's no need to Like, what am I gonna do?
How far can she throw that?
Right, exactly. Like, so it's just one of those situations. Officers, they in the moment feel the need to, arrest or take somebody down, or like, especially in situation they ain't going nowhere. Like, just back up. Think about. I don't know. It's easy to say, in hindsight,
After the fact, yeah. But also, that's why we don't do that job.
But also, he also has a problem because, like, I heard in the last 4 years, he's had like 6 different police officer jobs.
Yeah.
So
Which
he's
is
clearly
a symptom of you got in trouble and then moved away.
But you see that so often with cops. Like, they're able to just go from department to department as if nothing in their past mattered.
I think teachers. I think I heard that about teachers. Like, teachers will get in trouble for stuff like.
Maybe
It's like kid stuff,
but that's a wild problem. Like, and it seems like it should be easy to fix. If you got in trouble in one department for doing wild shit, you should not then be able to just go to the next department.
It makes me wonder if the background checks aren't thorough enough. Like, if they're not paying for it to go through everything, or if they're just ignoring it.
Right.
Like, they see it and they're like, well, I got a buddy that had got that complaint against him, but that's not representative of who he is, so I'll turn the other. I don't know. Like, there's something psychologically that we need to figure out with law enforcement. In terms of, like, he's gotten in trouble before, and I think one of the ones they said he was trying to get was he wanted one of his superior officers to contact child services on his mother's neighbor because of some dispute. And they're like, you can't do that. That's not what, you know what I mean? We can't do that. Lying like that's going to get you. I think one of them quoted was saying, officers like you have been charged and they end up in jail. The sheriff and I will not tolerate lying or deception. This is from an audio recording from a 2022 beating between him and his superior officers. So it's like, and I think they said he's had a number of disciplinary offenses against him. So it doesn't look like he definitely should have had that job to begin with. But he also doesn't have the fortitude, I guess maybe the word I'm looking for. I don't think it's the right word, but it's just like, you don't have what it takes to do that job.
Right.
I don't either.
I
don't do the job. I
would be a crooked cop. Like, I say all the time, like, I'm not bad.
I don't know about crooked cop.
I would be crooked because it's too much power not to be crooked. Like, it's just one of those things.
I guess maybe ending up as a cop in jail would maybe deter me from that. But like, being nervous, like when she said that, right? It reminded me of people I've seen in the past because I've taken the bus in East Flatbush, Brooklyn before. I know it starts with that.
What time is it?
No. When they hit you, I rebuke you in the name of. They're either about to start preaching, or it's about to be crazy. They're about to start bugging out. Like, it's only one or two ways, and. It's like, but I don't want to deal with that on a daily basis. So I make podcasts. Mm-hmm. This is what I have the patience for. I don't got the patience to be dealing with people, and neither did he. And I hope justice is served. I'll be really
he has to go to jail for that crime.
Even his office, the dudes with him, like, he was acting kind of
wow.
Yeah,
like, he came in.
They were gonna get a medical kit, and he was like, "No need. It was a headshot." Like.
Free emails now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, your headshot. Yeah, she's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God, fuck.
Like, I
didn't hear about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he said that. And then when the other officers started arriving on the scene,
I got her good. She don't need no attention.
Yeah. No, and he said something like, he's like, that crazy bitch just started acting up or something like that. Well, I was like, bro, like, zero regard for what happened. Like, and then you got people like breaking down the video, like, oh, when she got to the ground, you see steam pop up, so she must have tried to. I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, y'all? Like, there's no reason that she should have called the cops. I have a feeling they've dealt with her before, because I think when he first got there, he said, "You doing okay tonight?" And she responded, "Yeah, I took my medicine tonight." Now, I don't know if that was a joke or if they know each other, and she's like, "Nah, I'm cool tonight. There's no complaint like that." But it seemed like that kind of that interaction right there was something like, I'm like, have they interacted with each other before? Which would explain why he's on edge,
right?
You know what I mean? But still, like, yeah, we're in a place in America where
even when you call the cops as a black person in America, you can end up dead. And
That's for real.
That's insane, man. So rest in peace to Sonya Massey. I hope justice is served against Sean Grayson. And
he ain't turned on his body cam until after the fact.
So we see it from the partners, right? Yeah. Okay.
Typically, officers like that, they already know what's up.
Yeah.
That's why they not turning on their body cam.
That's nutty, bro. I didn't know that part. Okay. It's hard, man. I've had interactions with cops, and I feel very blessed to have made it out of them, you know what I mean? But I've also known in the moment I have to handle myself in a certain way to survive this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, from regular officers to aggressive officers, you know what I mean? You kind of got to know how you're going to move in order to survive this situation. And we have to teach our kids that. It's unfortunate still in this day and age, man, and it's crazy.
What it do, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy. Just interrupting real quick, man. I really appreciate you watching this episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast. But if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. You got to run them numbers up so I could keep running it up. Also, if you're listening to the audio version on the podcast, make sure you leave a review. Let them know how much you love the podcast and, subscribe to the thing. And if you really, really want to support the team, go to www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. Get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a sticker. You can even get yourself a mug, man. The possibilities are endless and the prices are low. Holla at us, baby. Let's get it.
Respect, man. It's been a minute since I seen you, bro. It's crazy because it's been like 2 weeks and mad stuff has happened. So I decided to start a new segment because so much stuff happens in the time we meet. This one's called Since We Spoke.
All right.
Respect. Since we spoke, Donald Trump had an assassination attempt.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was...
I think the last time we recorded, it happened that day.
Oh.
It happened that evening.
Okay.
So we recorded in the morning, and I think I started getting the headlines around like 5, 6 o'clock. But yeah, where were you at? How did you react to that?
At first, I didn't think it was true, but then I turned on the news, and then obviously it was dominating the news coverage. Mm-hmm. And at first, I thought it was fake. I'm like, they set this shit up
because the sound of it, because of what, everything.
It just appeared like I don't know why I just thought it was fake. Mm-hmm. Like he took a packet of ketchup, broke it in his hand, like wrestlers would do.
Drops, right?
I'm like, come on, Trump, like this is a reach, dog. But then as I kept watching the coverage and they started to show the shooter on the roof, and I'm like, oh wow, okay.
Is there footage of him shooting? I haven't seen that yet.
There's not of him actually letting go the trigger, but there's footage of him climbing up the roof, getting in position, all of that stuff.
I've seen him dead and then dead afterwards.
And then dead. So
you definitely, initial reaction was it was fake?
My initial reaction was fake for about an hour, and then I was like, oh damn, well this really happened. And then
you felt bad for him?
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
Not I mean, I didn't.
It's hard to feel bad for, right?
One, I don't wish death upon nobody, first and foremost.
I don't dislike Donald Trump. I'm just saying, though, like, he's hard to... And I'm not meaning us personally. I'm not trying to put stage like you. But I felt the same way. Like, I noticed with other people, like, there's no, like, unless you loved Donald Trump, there was no empathy for, like, someone might have just tried to kill this guy.
Yeah, I mean, let's roll over. Like, if that was Biden, I don't think I would have felt any... I may not have thought it was fake. Yeah. But aside from that, like... I mean, I don't personally know them, so I don't have that, oh my gosh, type of, feel towards it.
You didn't feel like when Takeoff died, though, right? Like, or do you feel different like if a rapper gets shot?
No, so, again, it just depends. Like, for instance, when Nipsey got killed, like...
Because you could assume his...
Right, like, I felt like, maybe I guess subconsciously, I felt like I knew this dude, so, versus, like, I know I don't know Trump. Like, I just see him on TV, and, let's say... God forbid, had he gotten it, I would be like, damn. Like,
I think it would have changed night and day. Yeah. Like, if he actually, like, even if he survived it, if there was an actual bullet,
right,
like in his arm or in his like shoulders or something crazy like that, like I think we'd be like, oh damn, that's
right. But the fact that it was Trump, it would be no different if it was Biden. Like it, I didn't feel any. I was like, damn.
They're almost like not real.
Right, I guess.
Like. I'll be honest, I was with my girl, and we were seeing the headlines that's coming in. My girl had a way more, like, emotional, visceral reaction to Biden dropping out of the race than she did for Trump almost getting shot. But I think that's because of what Trump brings.
Right,
everyone is like, is this real? It looks kind of wonky. How did this even go down? And then it's all the speculation on it, you know what I mean? So,
And then also maybe subconsciously I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like Trump is such a polarizing figure. Like I may be a little surprised this didn't happen earlier. And so yeah, I don't know.
When I seen the dude, I was like, he looked like a Trump supporter though. So,
I was like, what?
I was like, was he aiming for someone else? I'm like, oh, he fit the description. I mean, obviously, he made it through all security checkpoints,
which is crazy.
Nobody felt the need to stop this dude. Like, the more you find out. First of all, if you told me 10 years from now that this whole thing was some weird cover up, I wouldn't surprise me because everything about it, like, this dude has no social media imprint at all. He's in 2 BlackRock commercials though, which is nuts. Like,
really?
Yeah. You ever seen
doing
him?
What?
So it's like I think one of the heads of BlackRock is he went to like a school of some sort and he's just talking to like students.
Okay.
But this dude is like, you ever see someone you know in a commercial? So like you kind of notice them. So you notice like this dude gets like the camera's showing him like a couple times. So you like, damn, I think they took the commercials down. It's everything, just the stuff he was searching for. It's so like stereotypical. Like I think they said he was searching for how far JFK's shooter was from him. So one of his last searches were porn. So I heard a comedian say he was riding for Stormy Daniels. He's trying to get that get back for Stormy. It just seemed weird. It seemed like if we were they found the most like a dude that was a Republican at some point, but donated $10 to a Democratic super PAC. I think they said like. And so it's just like they found the perfect person to do this, where it's just like it wasn't gonna polarize. It wasn't gonna be like, oh, now the Democrats have a reason to point the finger, or now the Republicans. It's like this dude got nothing on. Like we just as what we were the day before. It caused the Secret Service director to have to step down.
Oh, did she? I was waiting for. I'm like, she has to.
The day one when she started doing interviews, I was like,
you about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. And you're detaining me for nothing. And you about to lose your job. You ain't even got no job because you training. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Is this shit worth you losing your job?
You about to lose your job.
I intend on doing my job. No, you just step
like
down.
I'm gonna move heaven and earth. Like, no, you're not. He's about to. You know what I don't get? Why she went through the whole hearing with Congress, right? And then stepped in. Like, you should have did that before. What do you think they was gonna call you there for? Just to have a nice conversation.
She still would have had to attend those hearings. Yeah. So,
But she would have already at that point been like, I understand, and that's why I did it. But at that point, she didn't. Right. So it was like, why are you here? Like, why do you still have this job? But
I was surprised when she showed up to the RNC, the convention.
Did she?
Yeah, she showed up to the and they immediately swarmed her, started pressing her. This was before the actual hearing took place, and they immediately swarmed her in her face. Why did it? And like,
not reporters though, or just actual
congressmen and congresswomen. Wow. Like, I'm like, why the fuck would you even go there? Like, did you not think like these people were gonna do this?
I think you gotta show face. Like, you gotta be like, I'm not scared, I'm not ducking. That's the only thing I can guess. Like, I don't know why. What did she? Or maybe she thought that was her people. Like, they show her love. I don't get it. But yeah, in her resignation letter, she wrote that scrutiny over the last week has been intense and will continue to remain as our operation tempo increases. She takes full responsibility for the security lapse. That
was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
But they also saying like maybe the Pennsylvania Police Department, like they didn't want to, send extra support or some shit like that. I don't know.
From what I heard, the best way I heard it described is think of the Secret Service as being like a traveling orchestra. But think about every town they go to, or I guess any concert or tour, every town they go to, they're dealing with a different crew. Mm-hmm. And they gotta make sure they're up to par everywhere they go, but everybody's not gonna perform the same. And I guess they weren't feeling the support from those Pennsylvanians, right?
Yeah.
So it just, or they wanted
because that's the only reason why that building that the shooter climbed up was because the Secret Service, they knew going in they didn't have enough to cover every building. And so they have put in a request for that specific building to be covered by the Pennsylvania Police Department, and it wasn't. Now, why and all of that stuff, I don't know.
Trump is he's got definitely the only person of his stature that does this, but he might be the only person like that does outdoor rallies. I don't feel like I've ever seen Barack Obama do an outdoor rally. I've seen him at rallies. I don't feel like they were outdoor. And I definitely feel like no one is of Trump's fame, because there's got to be massive amounts of people there, do that outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is notorious for doing outdoor rallies.
Why do you think?
I don't know. I mean, maybe more. You could fit more people. I have no idea.
It don't look that much different. The sound can't be that much better. Can't be better. I don't think it's better, to be honest, than being indoors. So it's like, it feels like you're putting yourself at an unnecessary, but maybe you just felt the love. You never thought they'd change up on them. Spec, man. Since we spoke, I alluded to it earlier, but Joe Biden, he stepped down from his responsibilities of serving not his responsibilities of serving the country, his responsibilities of running for to be the incumbent president, and decided that, he didn't decide, but Kamala Harris eventually stepped up to the plate, received delegate support enough to become the Democratic nominee. What'd you think about that whole scenario? Because a lot of people are saying it's a little undemocratic. This isn't me. This is what people say. It's a little undemocratic that Biden went through this whole process so there could be no primary, to run for it, saying that he's going to do it. Then the RNC happens. They spend a week dropping bombs, towards Biden. And then the second the RNC is done, he's like, all right, I'm out. Kamala's stepping in. Some people are like, well, how come the people didn't get to choose who the next person would be? It's kind of like just stepping up. But how did you feel about the whole process?
It was expected. I just wish it would have happened sooner.
Yeah.
And as far as the process, I mean, the reality is, there is no such thing as a president who comes in only wanting to serve one term. Like all presidents, they want to do 2 terms most of the time. Yeah. And so that was Biden's intent. But after that debate, everybody was like, nah, dude, you got to go. And obviously, in the beginning, he's like, no, I don't, like, why am I going to step? Everybody's always reaction. I'm not stepping down. I'm gonna keep doing my job.
You have the ability to do it. Yeah.
And obviously the echoes just started to grow louder and louder. And so he felt the pressure. And he knew what he had to do. I don't look at how undemocratic. No, it was his intent to run again. And he had a atrocious debate. Everybody knew he wasn't going to get better. It's not like, okay, this was a one-off. Everybody knew this is what it is, and you're not going to be fit to run in November, and so you got to step down, period. Nothing else to talk about. Like I said, I just wish it happened sooner.
The donors started cutting that money off. That's when it really was like, went down. I guess he didn't even tell his campaign, staff. He kind of dropped it on Twitter. Dropped a tweet, you know what I mean? And it was like, where'd this come from? Like, before he even spoke to them.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, that was. I'm happy for Joe though. I spoke about it on this podcast last week. That took balls. You know what I mean? Like, most men don't want to step up and admit that they can't do a job that they've done. And he's not that he hasn't been the president all his life, but he's been in politics all his life. So for him to step up and say that, it was huge. I think the COVID was the final straw. It's like, come on, Joe.
Once he caught it, I said, there it goes. That's it.
He got it after Trump got shot. Like, he survived the shot. But then you down for like a week with COVID. People don't even be down for like that long with COVID no more. So it's a little nutty. But I'm happy Kamala stepped up now. As soon as Kamala stepped up though, it got real racist and sexist up in there.
Real quick.
Yep,
DEI hire.
DEI hire. Yep, he got called a DEI hire. Some dude called her, what did he say? He's like, she's the original hot Tuli.
Well, I don't know what that's supposed to be.
You know what he's supposed to be. Like that she slept her way to the top or whatever. Which is, Tuli didn't sleep her way to the top. But I get what he was going for. It's like they just, and the DEI is the new code word for when they want to be racist, but they don't want to be called racist. And then that way when they say, their new response is, oh, just because I don't like her, I'm racist, I'm sexist, I'm this.
So let's talk about it for a minute. Because I when I heard that, I chuckled a little bit the first time when I see these, they call her a DEI hire. Then I thought about it. What would be the definition of a DEI hire? When Joe Biden was running for president in 2020, he was adamant I am going to select a woman of color as my BP.
Was a woman of color? I don't know if it was necessarily a woman of color.
Well, so it didn't start off like that, but as it got deeper and deeper into that, he made it clear he was going to choose a woman. Same thing, like I'm going to put a black woman on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Same thing. Now, if you're saying that, he didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to choose a qualified woman or just a qualified individual." Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose a qualified. Well, I'm going to choose a black woman as my VP, or I'm going to choose a black judge to place on the Supreme Court. And then you go ahead and do that. I can't be mad at somebody saying that that's a DEI. I mean, that
is a DEI hire.
That is a DEI hire. Yeah. Now, in Kamala Harris's case, and I forget the black Supreme Court judge, they're qualified. Ketanji, something. They're qualified candidates. So in my opinion, you don't even have to get into the race piece or the gender piece. They are qualified. So I thought that was just Joe dropped the ball when, stating ahead of time, I'm going to pick this person because they're black. Because now you're giving people that is a DEI hire versus I'm going to choose somebody who's qualified. It could still be those two women.
There's nothing wrong with the DEI hire. Obviously, if you're a white man in this country, you're going to use any excuse of why you're inept or, like why you cannot do your job and be like, oh, well, it's because they hired these Mexicans or because they wanted a woman in there. And there was a certain point in time where right around 2020, where it was getting corny,
everything black.
Every corporate company was like, we're doing this for black people. We didn't care.
I personally don't care.
You didn't do anything nice for us. You're not stopping police violence. You're not passing the George Floyd Police Act or none of that stuff. So it's just like all of it was performative, in my opinion. But when they use the term DEI hire, whether you were going to get that job without the DEI or not, they're using that term to say there's only one reason why you're here. It's the same way they used affirmative action before. You know what I mean? Right. It's the same way they use it. They're basically trying to say to our face, you're not qualified to be here, and you're only here because they felt bad for insert group of people here. Gays, women, blacks, whatever you want to, you know what I mean? So whatever disenfranchised group you want to put there. So they are 100% to the letter of the word, 100% right, but we know why you're using it.
Yeah.
Because you can say the same thing for Harvard students who are there because legacies.
Right.
they're not DEI, but they're there because of who their family was. They're not qualified to be there more than someone else,
right.
But they got that opportunity because of that reason. And you can either, but I guess as the person being called in, you can either choose to pay attention to it or ignore it and know that you are qualified there for that, that reason. But they're getting disrespectful this early. I believe J.D. Vance said the Democrats are, the term he used was cat ladies.
Oh, cat! Yeah, childless cat ladies.
Childless cat ladies. Yeah. and then mentioned Kamala, AOC, and Pete Buttigieg. He went for the double. Called him a childless. And Pete Buttigieg has kids, which is even worse.
Yeah. But I don't know if he had kids because that was in like 2001 that JD.
When he made that comment.
So I don't know if Pete had kids at that point, but nonetheless.
Yeah, you know what you was doing. Yeah. You was trying to emasculate him,
right.
So. But it's just like, they're just getting real with it. But I think they're setting themselves up like in a bad place because now if you're gonna play the no kid card, you giving her a real platform for that abortion, for that women's choice, that reproductive rights platform, and if that's the road that they want. I'm just like, let them do what they gonna do. Let them talk their talk. I seen a Donald Trump rally where he was like, the first thing he's doing day one is getting rid of critical race theory. And it's like, if you want adult whites to be dumb, like, if that's what you want, then go for it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't gonna affect, like, people of color because they're obviously gonna pass down history to their kids. You have 20 years from now, white people who don't know they ass from their fingers, like, because no one wants to teach them history that's going to hurt their feelings. And it's like, that's what you want? Right. But it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I don't see it running on a platform of isolating or just trying to, like, point the finger at disenfranchised groups as the reason for why you're not popping. I don't see like, that's a platform to run on, but
I mean, that's the game plan. So we'll see.
Yeah, man, we gonna win. It's crazy times we live in, dog. This is where you can't even be surprised at what's going on, man. But Spec, that's gonna take us on to our next segment here on the Perfect Talk podcast, and it's called "Have You Heard?" I hear headlines and I bring them to the table to see if my guy Spec has heard.
Let's do it.
You're familiar with Mr. Beast, one of the biggest, well, the biggest YouTuber in the world, man.
Oh, is he the biggest?
I believe so, yeah. I think
Okay.
he has the biggest channel of all time. Real name is Jimmy Donaldson. Jimmy Donaldson has built this empire. You know what I mean? Like, whether you watch streamers online, whether you into, like, YouTubers, you heard of Mr. Beast. He's selling products in Walmart. He's building wells in Africa. And, you know, he has a team. He doesn't do it alone. He has had a team, his day ones. He's been making there's a Roku channel, Mr. Beast Roku channel, and you see some of their first videos.
Right.
He's been with these dudes. As an individual, transgender individual named Ava Tyson, that was originally Chris Tyson on the show. It was a young man that transitioned to a woman, and he's actually gotten in trouble. They've gotten in trouble this week, accused of grooming allegations, saying that they were grooming a 13-year-old child. Well, he's been in contact with a 13-year-old child since he was 20 years old, and the child was 13.
Okay.
These allegations came out. You know, screenshots have come out. And it's caused Mr. Beast to, want to drop a statement saying that, I'll read a statement. Over the last few days, I've become aware of serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I've been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online. I've taken immediate action to remove Ava from my company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions.
Now, when I first heard, I didn't know exactly what he was talking about. I was like, oh, did Ava create an OnlyFans channel and start doing some wild? That's what I thought, because that's what it sounds like stuff that Ava's doing online. So I'm thinking, oh, Ava got an OnlyFans and doing some wild shit. Is that not the case?
I can see it look like a Discord. You know what a Discord is?
No.
So I remember when Discord at first, I heard about it during 2020 during the crypto craze, and the person that put me onto it was like, it's like a chat room.
Okay.
It's basically, they were putting it on yo, keep up with the Discord. So if you see certain moves in the stock market, we'll just talk about it in there, and then you'll do it before everybody else knows or whatever. But I was just there's something sketchy about it. It's 20, we got all types of technology. We can see each other on video. We can talk on VR screen. This is a chat room.
Right.
And I'm like, this is not gonna head into a good place. But people use it for community. Basically, so if there's a certain video game we all play, we got up in the Discord. I know a buddy that has a weed one, and they talk about growing weed. And
But
shit.
so all of this is people talking? So
Yeah.
Ava's getting in trouble for talk?
Well, that's the problem though, because one, you make content for kids, so who's gonna pop up in their Discord?
But what is
Kids,
Ava what is Ava talking about? I mean, is Ava saying wild shit in the chat? Or?
Yeah, well, the one that I seen earlier today. So this one says, I'll just show it to you. So this is what it looks like. It's gonna look weird to you because you're like, what am I looking at here? You can zoom in though and read, but basically, it says Chris the Meme God, and then it said nudes just put in not safe for work. That's what you know what I mean?
Okay. So he posted nude somewhere?
Yeah, but they're more like one-on-one conversations with a specific individual.
Okay.
And I'll read Chris's statement because they addressed that in that statement. Ava's statement was, I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior comments. If it hurt or offended anyone, it was not my intention. Seeing recent events, I've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my mental health. Which is wild because then Mr. Beast said that he told him bounce. You know what I'm saying? So I don't so step away or you told him bounce. Which one? Also, this is more of a Chris's statement. I want to add, I've never groomed anyone. The person who gets brought up in these accusations at Lava GS has vocally supported that they are false. Having said that, I humbly apologize to anyone I hurt with my unacceptable social media posts, past actions, and to those who may feel betrayed by how I used to act online. In past years, I've learned that old humor is not acceptable. I cannot change who I was, ironically, but I can continue to work on myself. It seemed like they were having one-on-one conversations. That also isn't a denial.
Right.
That looks like, oh, I've come to discover that maybe this wasn't the best of moves. So it's just like, I'll read. A number of the videos and comments were made analyzing their alleged interactions, which reportedly contained references to nude photos, sex, and anime per the news outlets.
Okay.
Yeah, which is wild. You're 20 years old. You're talking to a 13-year-old. This is, and it's rough. These guys who make like video game content, your audience is kids. You're in a weird place. And I seen this. There was a dude. I think Dr. Disrespect was his name. This happened a few weeks ago. That stuff was brought up that he lost his Twitch contract because of inappropriate moves. But it's like Twitch didn't take him down immediately at first. I don't know the backstory enough to like break it down to you now. But basically, people were saying he got caught for something, but he wasn't taken off of Twitch right away. So they were kind of like giving Twitch. But then eventually he settled out with Twitch. I think they paid him out or whatever. And he went his way. They went their way. And they're like, but also like Twitch, you trying to be like high and mighty now, like you did the right thing. But there are women on your platform who they're like playing video games in a jacuzzi wearing a bikini. So they're like, you know what I mean? So their breasts are out. And it's like, but you know the majority of your
kids,
your audience is kids. So isn't this grooming them to become OnlyFans customers? You know what I'm saying? Because at some point they're moving them onto another platform.
So that sounds like PG-13 content.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is not bad.
What is they call it softcore, like kind of like a softcore, safe for work kind of like.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can't be too mad at them for that because it's it's still within it's like I said, like PG-13. Mm-hmm. I guess at that point it's up to the parents to parent and watch what your kids are doing.
Some people would say it falls on the platform. The platform could do more to.
I mean, but if the platform,
if there was a man that was grooming young girls in scantily clad, I think we'd shut that down automatically. If he's in a Speedo or something like that.
But let's play like the same situation. A man in a jacuzzi playing games. Is there anything wrong with that?
A little bit. If I walked in my daughter's.
Well, yeah. If you as a parent, you're gonna have a problem with it. But if I am the company, the content creator or the platform, again, as long as they're, they should have a parental advisory. Maybe the content on this channel, maybe for like teenage or like something like like a Surgeon General's warning.
Yeah.
As long as they do that, I don't necessarily have a problem with it because there's nothing necessarily wrong with a girl.
I don't know if they do that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if I'm 13. I got to put in something different than me. At
Right.
Years old.
I don't think there's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with a girl in a bikini playing in a jacuzzi because we see content like that on TV everywhere and nowadays especially, and it's PG-13 rated material. Somebody in the bathing suit, and so. Kids watch PG-13. Kids are 13. And so I don't think it's necessarily out of bounds. Now, me as a parent, I have a completely different take, but I don't think the company's wrong in that situation.
No, I guess it all depends on where you lie. So two things you said there. First thing I'll address is like ratings. I've learned, now that my daughter's about to turn 10 years old this year, those ratings don't necessarily correlate to every kid. So they'll be like, this show is this and this rating. And I'll watch the show and I'm like, she's not ready for this. Mm-hmm. Her behavior starts changing a little bit. Maybe some of the content's a little bit sassy or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't go over those. I got to see it for myself.
Correct.
So and that was the point you brought up. As a parent, you should be taking extra responsibility. Now, in the sense of if we're going to hold Facebook to the fire and make them have to appear in front of Congress, Twitter, Instagram, those things, and be like, yo, we know your algorithm is directing it towards young girls, making them feel bad and showing them skinny models, da-da-da-da-da. Whatever their algorithm has been proven to be done by the whistleblowers. And we're like, yo, you're Facebook. Even though you have adult customers, you have kids customers too, you should be doing more to protect the kids. I think something that's like Twitch that is more directed towards a younger, the demographic is young. You should go above and beyond to want to protect them. So I think it's easy for us to like think about it in a small sense to be like, well, if I have 10 people making content, I can watch all 10 of their content and be like, that's a little appropriate. That's not. There are millions of people making content. So some things are going to slip through the crack. I just want to know that you're making the extra effort. Like you said, maybe a Surgeon General warning, maybe a rating, maybe something that sends your parents an email if you watch this person's channel. Just let me know that you're taking the work. That my kid isn't being.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, because But I want that from a Nickelodeon. I want that from a Disney Channel. I want that for any online content that they make because of the population of customers that are kids that aren't going to know any better. They might not even know they're being groomed. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think that, and like I said, I get it, and I'm not knocking the girls to do it. I'm not even knocking Twitch who does it. I understand this is a capitalistic economy. Like, we're all here to make a buck, but it's just like, protect the kids and don't have a double standard. Don't be like, oh, it's cool for the girls to do it, but then because then, and that's why I'm not giving Ava an excuse, but like Ava, I don't know. Like, why you didn't think that was wrong, you know what I'm saying? But because they make that much content, they probably do have appropriate interactions with kids, which I think is wrong too. I don't think they should be talking to kids at all. That maybe the line got blurred, I don't know. I also am not going to be naive enough to know that Mr. Beast, you ain't know what your homeboy was. I'm not saying you knew everything, because you probably was really involved in making your business, and from everything I heard about Mr. Beast, he's like super focused on building his business. So maybe you're not paying attention to what Ava does when they're not on set, when they're in their personal life. You got an inkling, I feel. Somebody's gonna like make a joke or something. Right. And I feel bad because he caught a lot of flack for sticking with Ava as Ava transitioned. So some people are like, yo, you're the biggest YouTuber, and you're like, your co-star is turning into a girl. Like people think that's what do they call it when they say that the agenda is being pushed on the kids? People point to that. They're like, yo, you're the biggest star. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you literally, like, I could show it to you, bro. Like, at first, he just started kind of like dressing a little different.
Yeah, you can see it over time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you start seeing this, and some people might be like, "You're pushing that." I don't think Mr. Beast is pushing that agenda, but he also had to deal with that. And out of support for his friend, what easier thing would have been like, bro, if that's what you want to do.
Wait, so let me ask the question. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with the friend transitioning.
No.
What's wrong is what the interactions
100%.
that they were having. So the fact that, you know, Ava was allowed to still be there and you can kind of see the transition, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. That's a personal.
I wasn't saying that I do. I'm saying Mr. Beast caught flack. He had to deal with comments on it. He's had to comment on it like, yo, this is trans hate. What do you know what I'm saying?
Right, okay.
He don't want to deal with that. He want to make content. He's like, yo, yeah, he don't want to defend the trans community, but out of, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, yo, this is my homie.
Right.
Whether he wants to be an elephant today, I'm riding with him. Like, so I don't want to deal with like, but you understand, like, that's unnecessary. He's not making money off of defending the trans community.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that I feel like he might feel betrayed. He might be like, damn, you know what I mean? I took a bullet for this dude, and now, like, this is how it gets turned around. But you gotta keep your kid. You gotta know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's under your watch. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not great because, you know, people are already pushing the narrative that transgender people are trying to molest your kids in a bathroom or something silly like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, this don't help though. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you're helping them push that false agenda on things like that. But I want to see, I hope it don't bring down Mr. Beast because he's doing great things with his money. He's helping people get vision. Right. He's helping people, you know what I mean, get water in places where they don't have water. So, I mean, keep up the good work. But it just shows you that even when you are doing great things, you have to just be focused on the minute stuff within your company because something like this
that's hard though.
Yeah. I see they like Kai early, well, not early in the game, but early when I found out about Kai, one of the first things I found out was like he had an allegation that one of his friends assaulted a girl at his house. You know what I mean? And you know, he fought it and they ended up disproving that it happened. Right. But it was or disproving it wasn't non-consensual. Right. But it was like it was unnecessary bad press that you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, but I look at stuff like that. That just comes along with the territory.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have face false allegations
because things are gonna happen. You know that, and especially if once you start dating. Okay, I have a crew. You know, while I can talk to these dudes all the time, I can't control. You all grown at the end of the day. Now I can choose what to do like in terms of consequence after you do something that I don't approve of, but I can't control every move that you make as a grown person.
Like you see a lot of like these online like content crews, like they'll blow up and they become real businesses, and they're like, yo, bro, you can't fuck the camera woman. Yeah, exactly. Like, we gotta let you go now and shit. Have you heard? WNBA All-Star Game was Team WNBA versus Team USA, and Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese got their get back in a victory over the Olympic team.
That game was hard.
I heard they like crushed them. It was
So
a
they-
lot closer than it was, but it wasn't that close.
No, so they crushed them the first 3 quarters of the game.
Yeah.
Like the last quarter, the Olympic team, Brianna Stewart, she had 30 points and a half in the second half. She had
really?
0 points in the first half. By the end of the game, she had 31 points. So, they were smashing them the first 3 quarters. As the fourth quarter came, they made it into a closer game, but it was a really good game.
Yeah. Did you watch? You watched all that?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
How did Angel do? Angel held it down.
Yeah, I mean, she had a double-double.
Okay.
Caitlyn, she did a thing as well. So, they look real good.
Obviously, from the outside looking at the headline, is they made them like kind of eat their decision. Like they made them kind of regret their decision.
I wouldn't say that only because here's how I looked at it. The All-Star team had a chip on their shoulder. The Olympic team, they're full of greats. They're all accomplished.
The chip on their shoulders because none of those ladies were selected, right?
Correct.
Gotcha.
And maybe they should have been, and all of that, whatever the case may be. And then you have the Olympic team with all the greats, they chilling. And so I personally don't really think the Olympic team got up from the beginning, was really up.
They don't have anything to prove.
Right. And so I would love to see another game like with these two teams.
A mini tournament.
And now, them playing, because the second half, they kind of got
They realized their name was
like, they coming for our neck.
Yeah.
Which is why they was able to even make it a game towards the end, because they got serious about it. Whereas, most of the game, it's an all-star game. How serious do all-star games get?
Right, taking the light, yeah.
But the all-star team, they were serious from the jump.
They was down to get injured and all that.
And so, but it was a really good game nonetheless.
They I like the way that the rookies are handling themselves too. They're not being like I don't know, they handle themselves with class, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to them, because it's like, I think that was a good evenly matched team, right? Because the USA team, they haven't played with each other.
I don't.
Because none of these, it's not the same USA team from 2020.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, Deanna Taurasi, still
Some
are
people,
right,
some people,
but they are new.
So because I think some would be like, oh, well, these girls have played with each other before, and the All-Star team haven't.
Yeah, no.
But it's kind of like two new teams that have been put together. So I'll give the USA team flag. How do you feel about the USA men's team so far? Like the showing. Some people I think they were a 44-point favorite, and they won by 2 points.
I mean, I don't know what people's expectation is. Like, this is not the 90s where the USA ball team is so far ahead of the rest of the world.
That's true.
Like,
LeBron,
most of these teams have NBA players on them. And so,
Also, I heard that they played. Now that I heard that those world teams have been playing with each other. Now that I don't know.
Yeah, because they
represent.
So every 2 years there's world games.
FIBA, right?
There's FIBA, and that's every 2 years.
Got you.
And then on the off year, you're still playing, you're still competing. It's just not the world championship.
Yeah.
So, these teams, these national teams, they play together.
Play more than the USA team would play.
Correct.
Okay.
So there's a synergy, all of that with all these other teams.
Well, LeBron would turn it up.
No, LeBron turned it up.
I'm like, yo, these young, what would the league be without LeBron, dog?
It's crazy.
I wonder if it'd be more competitive or less. I think less, 100%. I think he's showing people yo, keep going. There's something.
LeBron is old and he's still beating up on these young boys.
He's doing his thing, man. He definitely held it down, representing, bro. I like what I'm seeing. Man. Hold it down. What do you think about the Bronny James experiment so far?
I mean, so
he's definitely 100% not going to be in the G League. There's no way they drafted him.
Oh no, he's going to get to play with his father, but only because of who his father is.
Anybody else at that
would be in the G League. They may not have even made it into the league. So, I personally don't have an issue with it because it's all driven by LeBron, and at my opinion, LeBron is the GOAT. And he's receiving all the flowers that he deserves. And if you want to play with your son, and it's not like Bronny is a scrub, right? I personally think, while Bronny may not be ready for the league today, he could still ball. And so again, he may not be an NBA player type of baller, but you know, I mean, I don't have no problem with it. I'll just say that. You know, it is what it is. Nepotism is alive, but it's always been alive.
Why not let them? Which I think this would be sensible, but they're not going to do sensible. Let them play half the league in the G League.
That wasn't the point.
Because they lose them half the season. People coming to see them. That's crazy.
So I mean, it's just like, listen, nepotism is real. That's what.
I hope Bronny's happy. That's actually my biggest. I hope Bronny's enjoying the experience.
Right.
He wants to be. I hope he's not doing anything he doesn't want to be. I have to imagine at his age, the scrutiny got to be like beats by Dre loud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just really hope he's keeping his mental and he's doing. Just take your time, you know what I mean, and see what you can build, bro. But do what you want to do. And right now, Spec, before we get up out of here, man, what I want to do is see some things that I seen on the internet, dog. I don't know how you feel about some of this stuff.
Let's go.
First one up was Brittney Griner talking.
There's probably one other job that you're about to get into that is really hard and really scary. You're about to be a mom. Mm-hmm. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together. About to be a pops. Please tell me how exciting that is for you and what you're looking forward to most.
Damn.
I'm super excited. Well, I mean, I guess I'll just
no comment.
So, 7, 8, 9,
I don't even know what to say to that. That's the first time I ever heard a woman pops. Like normally, I mean, it's two women and pops.
Now, I'm gonna preface this like I don't understand. Wait, hold on. This is actually my first question. You think Brittney Griner is like transgender? And I don't mean like she was born a man. I mean transgender in the sense like she identifies as a dude.
I don't know.
But she can't say that because she's in the WNBA, and it'll become a whole like.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I never even thought about that, but maybe.
So statement, I thought about it because remember the shirtless.
Yeah,
she's playing basketball shirtless, and it's just like, do you identify? So now my next thing, right?
That's an excellent. I've never even thought about that. That's crazy.
No, but you know, the second she says it, like the headline.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about nothing else.
She needs to be banned from the league or something.
But I was in my head. I was like, I'm thinking like maybe she definitely does because from what I understand transgender to be, right, is you identify as what you think, right? But that's where my confusion comes with it. Is like, how do I know what a girl feels like? And also, how do I know what a dude? I know what I feel like.
Right, that is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing I don't get where they say, like, they'll be like, yeah, I always knew, I always had these feelings. But it's like,
how do you know?
How do you know what a dude feels like? Like, I don't know what a girl. Like, right. I don't even know what you like. We're both dudes, right? Like, if we were,
I feel like me. You feel like you. Like, it's like. Do I feel like a male? Do I feel like a female? What's a female really feel
also
like?
It's like we're just going to take on what our society is telling us.
Yes.
Males. But if we were born in Italy, right? If you were born in Italy, you might see a dude come to your crib and your dad might give him a kiss on the cheek.
Or on the lips.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's not gay. But,
right.
Nothing, he might go and bag the baddest chick after that, right? But then here, that'd be frowned upon. Go even closer. We're black. If we were white, we might be making gay jokes. Oh, totally simple. In the black community, you might get beat up. Like, what is dude making this kind of weird, slapping people's dicks and shit? So that's the only thing I don't get is like, it's too nuanced to be like, I always was in this body, but I thought I don't know. I can't tell you how the other gender feels. I can't even tell you I know what I like. I like weed, sports, video games, music. Like, that don't mean that makes me a man.
Right. That's an interesting perspective. I've never thought about that, but yeah, that is crazy. I would love to ask Brittney that question.
I would not, but I don't want to be in her business.
Well, not on television or on a private. I would love to have like a personal, just out of curiosity, because I've never even thought about that perspective, and I feel like that's something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah. I mean, well, not in her.
Well, yeah.
Not to ostracize.
Yeah, no, I'm just out of curiosity, like.
But it don't have to be her. Anybody who identifies as it. I'd love to have a sit down conversation and be like, and not to seem like I'm clowning them or trying to like.
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pick apart what you identify. I just want to know what it is. Because to me, I'm like, well, couldn't you just be like a dude that like female stuff? Like, is that exists?
Right, and that doesn't make you gay.
Yeah, or it might.
Well,
but it doesn't make you a woman. doesn't change your gender. You know, is what it. And I'm not opposed to anybody out there that wants to change. Like, if that's what you want to do, by all means. I'm a little bit weird under 18 with doing that, but we can also have a conversation about that if that's what you want to talk about. But it's just like that I didn't like it because it's like also how do you know what it's like to be pops? It's like when Caitlyn Jenner wanted Father's Day shout out. It's like, hold on.
You can't do that.
What's going on? I didn't like that. I don't know, claiming to be the pop. Like, be the pop. What's wrong? And then what does that teach the kid? Like, in terms of those type of terms, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But more power. Shout out to Brittney and her wife on being parents now. And hold on, I gotta pull up this react. Somebody reacted to this.
Wait a minute, hold up.
That's how I felt. Sisters, that Brittney Griner is cisgendered, openly identifies as lesbian, but wants to be called pops.
Yeah,
you want it all. You trying to do it all right now, dog. All right, next one up. Things I've seen on the internet. Ice Spice went through and checked my guy Cenat and gave us a little freestyle.
No, you start.
I'm not totally convinced this ain't a U-Haul.
I was about to ask where he at. No, that's definitely a U-Haul. But why is he filming in the U-Haul?
Maybe he went to where she was at? So everybody watching, listening online, so basically Cenat asked the Ice Spice to...
Should have put the camera down more.
He asked Ice Spice to freestyle. Like everybody in the camera, I can't see. Bro, I can't see. So basically Cenat asked, he asked Ice Spice to freestyle, and she decided she was just going to twerk. Like instead of spitting a bar, instead of spitting anything, she just gave him I feel like this set female rap back like 30 years.
I don't look at it like that. I mean, everybody has a place. Like, she's not a rapper. I mean, she's a rapper, but she's not somebody she don't got bars like that, like, so she's not a Nicki. She's certainly not Rhapsody. Yeah. And so I don't expect that from her. But I do expect that when I see her on stage, I'm gonna see some ass cheeks. I'm gonna see some titties. And I'm cool with that. That's gonna be her lane. I don't expect her to give me bars.
But I don't know. Like, I feel like you're gonna step in the lane of being called a rapper.
Well, as long as you put out an album and
freestyle. Like a lot. Remember, you ever seen the thing of Drake where he's like Funkmaster Flex? And he's like, he's looking at his phone. He's like, that's how you feel, Flex?
I'm coming in. Ooh. That's how you feel tonight, Flex? Hold up. So you called me off now. You called me all the way off now. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get this. Hold on. Can we come back? Can we do it? Can we come back?
It's like, can we just come back? Can we come back in a few minutes?
But we know Drake got bars.
We do,
right?
Yeah.
So everybody can't freestyle like that.
Say that. Or have a prepared. You know you're gonna do press.
That is true.
Something prepared that you're gonna spit. And even if you spit something that we heard you spit before, it'd be like, all right, well, we would say the same thing like excuse. She's not really a rapper. She da 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 da. I don't know. I feel like twerking as a gimmick is just like it's so played out, though. Like,
well, so here's what I'll say. I don't think it'll ever be played out. I mean, because when will you ever?
There'll be a market for
right? Okay.
I mean, from the artistic side.
Yes.
It's like, I guess if we were comedians, right? And we like, stand-ups that do like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle,
Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, Marlon Wayans type stuff. Well, then you got like a Gallagher or a Carrot Top. You like, come on, like, this ain't comedy. Like, what you
it is comedy. It's just, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea.
I don't know, and I feel like where female rap was at, where were we talking about this? End of last year, where female rap was like the only thing that was, Drake and Kendrick blew them out the water. Female rappers was running in, and Drake and Kendrick came back, and we don't hear about them no more. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I feel like just it was this video. There's one of Ice Spice, not Ice Spice, excuse me, Lotto, where she has a mini skirt on, but the camera's on the floor, so basically she's just looking up her skirt. And it's just like, what are we doing? Sexy Red, some of the stuff.
I mean, but sex gonna sell, so we don't notice. We don't talk about Rhapsody.
We don't.
And she got bars, like bars. And
I listened to her album a little. I listened to half the album the other day. I just had it on, like kind of in the background while I was doing other stuff. But she do got bars. I think, yeah, because they feel like they need the gimmick, right? But you know what it really is, and it's sad. And it might just be a representation of the rap industry in general, but I feel like the men kind of could do more so what they want to, but maybe not. Maybe there's men out there who want to rap about different subject matter, but the labels telling them not to, or the sales, when they do that, don't respond to it, so they rap about something they want to. But I see it a lot more with the females, like, they don't own anything.
No, females are way more controlled.
Yeah. So
Far
like, they
more
don't
control.
get to like even set their image up. It's like you fit. You're fitting in the box we tell you to, or you're not getting in.
So here's how it works, because Thalia just actually brought this up the other day. When they start off, they are in a tight box, like the industry controls them. Yeah. And so what you'll see is they come in, they're a little bit thick. Then they get mad skinny, and it's like a period of 4 or 5 years. Like they just, they're going through the industry stuff, and their music sounds a certain way, they look a certain way, and then after certain amount of years, then you may see them get back to a place of normalcy of whatever that may look like for them.
If they're still popping.
If they're still popping.
Most of them aren't popping for that long, and it's sad. It's just like I feel. I don't like I said, if that's what they want to do. I can't imagine that.
And then they're allowed to kind of start, after a while, they're kind of allowed to start doing what they want. And that's when the music changes. Mm-hmm. And then you may say, oh, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Like, I don't want to hear this. And
because they're not making the decisions anymore. They're not the ones like, yeah. I don't know, man. This female rap isn't. I don't want my daughter to listen to female rap. I don't like.
It's not. It could be the same thing could be said for like male rap.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the most positive. It's not the best image to be having. It's just like, yo.
It was just rap in general. I mean,
No. What? No.
Well, so when you look at
a little bit more artistry, I feel like.
So what I'm talking about is when you look at rap as a whole in terms of the content, typically the vast majority of it is a certain type of content, negative. Whether it's drugs, that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. We'll just call it the positive rap that doesn't get shine at the end of the day as much, so we're always gonna glorify the wild shit, and it's gonna be the same for the females, even intensified because they're women, and
You're right. You know what? You just made a good point because Kendrick's whole album is the Mr. Morale album is about. Really just moving, not in that way, not treating your women like that, not calling them bitches, not being moving with morality. From what I've listened to, from what I've heard of it. But obviously more people heard Not Like Us than they've given an in-depth listen to, and what is that built around? Beef.
Right.
This is somebody, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're right, yeah. It's really low vibration, man. I don't know, I feel really bad for the girls though. Like, especially if, maybe Ice Spice wanted to be more of a personality than a rapper.
I mean, and that's a real thing.
Yeah, like maybe Sexy Red is using rap to be a personality as opposed to using your personality.
Like for instance, like Nicki Minaj, I think she does both. Cause she got bars, but she also has an eccentric personality. Yeah. And so but some girls don't have the bars piece, but they got the personality.
Nicki Minaj had so much that even like I put a Doja Cat in here, but you've given us so much music that you're like, yeah, be as weird as the fuck you want to be. Like, what can we tell you? You've sat in ciphers.
Yeah, but them Nicki, Doja Cat, they got bars. That's what I'm saying. They can spit.
If you put them in a cipher, or even if not, maybe not on the spot, but they've been through ciphers by this point. We're like, do what you want. Go start a perfume line. Go do whatever you want. I don't know, man. Like, Ice Spice definitely need to be clowned for that, dude. Next up.
I ain't got bars. I got these cheeks.
Let's see this. Let's watch this Drake one, man. It was a boxing match, and they hired this guy to perform.
Oh, man.
I'd be so mad, bro. Let's have to be his peoples there, bro. Like, I've been throwing something.
I hope like Drake hit him up and like gave him like shout out his
I've seen this dude before though. He be in the club like just going hard with Drake's come on.
This is hilarious.
That Drake with the hotline bling, and he got a little ovation. Like they gave it up for him. He don't go to somewhere else and do this. Like, my thing about it, right? If you look at, he being so lazy with it though. He's not even doing nothing. He ain't come dressed for the occasion.
This is hilarious. Drake should hire him, like, you know, perform at his shows.
You should, or at least just take a picture with him or something. I wonder if people, you know what I heard? I heard about this kid that he like recreated the Taylor Swift show. It's like this little boy or whatever. And people come out and watch him. So I wonder if there's really that big of a. There's definitely a market for impersonators. Like the MJ show coming up here in December, I kind of want to go watch that because I heard it's pretty good. Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay, I heard about that.
Yeah, I heard the dude that plays him is like, you think you're watching the real thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's got to be a market for this. Like, I just don't. I'd be so mad if I was fighting at this. This is what I had to come out to. Fake Drake. Hold on, we gonna get back to boxing in a second. Let's check out something else before we get to boxing now. Lil Uzi got ran up on the street. That's why you can't be doing them run up on the street interviews.
For all the kids and stuff?
Yeah.
Just keep being as weird as possible because all the weird boys got all the money.
Okay. And what's your favorite song on JT's album?
What's my favorite song on JT album?
I hope you say the whole thing.
Bro, stop playing, bro. Why would you ask me something?
You see she right there, right?
I ain't listen to that shit.
Don't nobody listen to female rap. That's a man don't listen to it, dog.
That's hilarious.
He like, I don't even know what the name of her album is. And he was offended. He's like, why would you even ask me something?
Why did he try to get me jammed up?
I just keep being as weird as possible.
Somebody in the background too was like, why would you ask me that?
And what's your favorite song on JT's album?
What's my favorite song on JT album?
I hope you say the whole thing.
He's trying to think of it.
Why would you ask me something?
He's trying to think of one.
All the kids and stuff?
What's my favorite song?
Oh,
you can't be doing them right up on the street interviews, dog. You never know where they're
that
gonna
shit
go,
is hilarious.
And just before we get up out of here, man, we gotta go back to boxing, man. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. This is fun to watch. Bring that back. You know when you fall on your knee like that, just want to still stand up, and you just fall back? She not even fighting. Why didn't it end it right there, right? She laid on her back, and then her corner gets on the apron.
Oh boy.
She was so scared of getting hit.
Was this yesterday?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh wow. Damn.
That was rough, dude. When you like her knee, look at her knee bent, dog. Like,
Yeah.
he just said, "I'm done." Did I say where homie stopped dude from celebrating? I think I sent it in the group chat. He like he knocked the dude out, but the dude was like shaking on the ground, and then the dude wanted to like go up, and the ref was more concerned about the dude celebrating.
No, I don't recall that.
I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna send it to you. They way more. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I feel like the ref.
I never seen a ref do that shit.
I feel like the ref
like nah.
They gonna jump you if you keep celebrating, bro. It's for your own good. Don't do it, bro. He knew something we ain't know.
This nigga like a kid.
Yo, but the other dude's on the ground, like, yo, help him. He's more concerned with the celebration, dog. Yo, it's like no backflips on nobody. Spec, that's another episode in the books. Thank you for coming out here, brother. Where
Yes,
can my
sir.
people,
Yes, sir.
Find you at on social media?
Nowhere.
Can't find Spec nowhere, but you can find me on X at DJ Playboy. Find me on Instagram at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. And of course, you can find me on Instagram representing the Perfect Talk Podcast at Perfect Talk Radio. Check out the website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. Get yourself a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker, and you can keep up with everything DJ Playboy and the Perfect Talk Podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hop
Yes,
up in the
sir.
comments, and hold it down for the crew. Let us know how you feel. We like to know what y'all thinking, so holla at us, man.
Peace, people.
We up out of here, bro. Appreciate you coming out.
Yes, sir.
We got some things we gotta go do. Catch y'all next week. Peace.
Deuce.